trouble according to Humphrey. Today we'll be talking about trouble according to Humphrey. Now, I'll explain the train later. Now, this cover is like Humphrey, and this Humphrey picture is also from all of the previous books that we've in. This same picture. This is the same picture. See the similarities of the Humphrey picture? Now, this is also from the Getty Images. And this train was also from the Getty Images. Now, this is a lot of things to do. And this is the very new edition and the third diary. Yeah, diary, call it with my friends. Diary of Humphrey. Now, this is really surprising. And also, there are a lot of trouble in here. Like in the beginning, Humphrey escaped and with the lock that doesn't lock. And then he just tried to run back. But then Aldo caught him, which is his friend. And then he wrote a note to Miranda, but then Aldo just put a paperclip around the lock that doesn't lock, and then Humphrey tried to unfree it, he even used his teeth. He said ouch. He used his paws, ouch. He even used a little pencil, just right here. But nothing worked. By daylight, he couldn't do nothing. He had failed Golden Miranda. However, he later found out that it was really Miranda Goldman. He still likes calling her Golden Miranda. And since then, Golden Miranda thought that Humphrey should be banned or something like that. She even gave him funny looks. She even had some funny looks at him. It's really a bit annoying to Humphrey, and also it depressed him. And later one day, he went to the Brisbanes because of cold weather. And there was this thing called Humphreyville. This is a town, and then they even made a statue of Humphrey. It was golden. First it was made of wood, and then they painted it gold. And then one day, well, for the last part of his freedom, for the last part of his freedom, he jumped out of the Brisbanes and told him, well, Miranda wasn't doing the lock, and then the Brisbanes saw him, and then they just put him back in a cage and locked it properly, and then Humphrey unlocked it and then came out, and they were surprised. How is he doing that? And then the bird Brisbane, the husband of Mrs. Brisbane, did this. He put something through the bars of the cage lock and the regular cage, and then he fitted it. Nothing. And then later he locked it without that thing, and then when he pulled it open, it pulled open. And then he said, I get it, the lock was broken. It looks unbroken on the outside, but it's broken in the inside. And then Miss Brisbane saw a mistake. Miranda, I told her that she didn't even lock out Humphrey properly, so I treated her badly. Yeah, and then later the next day when Humphrey returned, he couldn't get any of his cage out. Now his notebook might have been discovered, but he had a little plan. And this was a lot of things that I have to say. He had a plan. He just put an elastic band behind his mirror, and then he put his little notebook on it. He held his breath. It stuck to the mirror. At least he couldn't get out anymore, but he has his notebook to try. And later that night, Humphrey saw this. It's a shame that I can't even get out anymore, and the dog will encourage him to get out by fitting the lock. And Humphrey thought, should I? And then he tried to unlock it. First he rattled it to the lock, but it was so far away he couldn't. And then he tried rattling at the bottom. It shook, and then it broke, and then it broke, and then he was out. I'll just popped his lid again, and then he came out. And they had a little walk with Humphrey in Humphreyville, and all the sizes of the houses was just right for Humphrey. When they went to the park, Humphrey saw his golden statue. He was the founder of Humphreyville, and he was so proud of it. And let me explain the train. Just in the middle of the story, Humphrey was at weekend, and then he was on a train. He escaped his cage and was on a train. And he accidentally knocked a little lever. And then the train started to move. So he decided just to take a break and start a ride. But when the train went to the curve, the train fell. But Humphrey jumped in time, but but not quick enough. He was almost fell, but then he grabbed the railway and he squeaked help until somebody found him. And then he was like dangling for life. And he said his life flashed between his eyes. When Miss Mac got him from Pet-O-Rama, and when Miss Spring was coming for him, and when like everything, literally everything, and to now. Wow. And sweet Humphreyville, and later he would just be gone. Okay. So from the third book, there was a website of the www.funwithhumphrey.com. And I'm surprised that there is no caretaking. Oh, there it is. And this is Humphrey's tips of getting out of trouble. There's just 10 ways to get out of trouble. And literally, why I say that this book is one of the best books in the World Wide World is because of its cover and also its letter. However, it's a bit shorter than lately. And also the train ride. Also, he was dangling to death. Yeah. And also the last time when he like got locked in his cage and then he was able to unlock it and break it on his own. That's a smart hamster. And what we learned about it is how to get out of trouble. And what is trouble anyways? Well, there are different answers, but in philosophy, what is trouble hasn't even been answered yet. So, I guess we will never answer it. Well, I'll see you next time, because I'll see you in the fourth book. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.